I hope, like me, you to remember that you are blessed and highly favored, a magnet for miracles, the solution to someone's problem, and the answer to somebody's prayer. And this afternoon, I'm going to be the answer to 1 or 2 prayers for you. So, why? Why is the power within the pelvis? For me, simply put, it's the foundation of the trunk. So why is that important? It's important because every thought, every emotion, every movement flows into, through, and out of the pelvis. It signals your seasons of change, where you are in life. It shows you where you are now, and it might show you where you don't want to be. So for me, I don't want women to remain in the dark any longer than they need to about these vitally set of muscles that link our inner and outer worlds. So my why is to create a movement globally for women in the area of their intimate and overall health. So men, strap up. Strap up. We're going in. All right. So, let me ask you a question. Who would like to be treated like a queen? All right then. So here's a random thought for you. Every man has a king and a fool inside of him. It just depends on how you speak to the man as to which man turns up. That's just a random thought. But we though, come on, right? But it's true though, right? But we though, we have a queen within us. And it doesn't matter how men talk to us as to whether or not our queen will show up, but rather that we know where our queen is so that we can elevate her and make her vibrantly appealing so that the right king can find her. Did anybody know the Italian name for queen? The Italian name for queen is Gina. So, if you take away the VA from vagina, there's your queen. All right. And the only thing her VA needs to do, you know VAs are virtual assistants, is make your Gina vibrantly appealing. And then she becomes vibrantly appealing Gina, the most sought after girl I know, the entrance to a gateway that brings love, life, and flow. Yet many underrate her and call her all kinds of names. Not understanding Gina may cause a life of hurt and shame. But here's the thing. She's very emotional, is our Gina. She takes in everything, the hurts, the disappointments, the pains, and all the sins. Not only in the biblical sense is Gina sinned against, but in the lack of knowledge for all she has to do to ensure your health and happiness is maintained your whole life through. So what makes up her character, her structure? What crowns her head? The very essence of her being, many want to take to bed. She's more than sex, she's everything that defines who we are, from gait and posture to new life. Her values is as the stars. Her crowning glory, slipping mic, her crowning glory, her cervix, the orgasmic collector of he, stands guard against the enemy to protect the room above, or to let in new life, most times created in love. Inside her wonderful womb room is where hormone conversation with the ovaries is done, and their role to brain, cardiovascular function, pelvic and spinal stability really is second to none. The seed of her youthfulness, or an indicator of change, the uterus is the life within Gina's homely domain. So it pays to get to know her and give her what she needs, so she will be rewarding in love, life, and ecstasy. So don't neglect to call her or neglect to care, because vibrantly appealing Gina is more vital to your health and happiness than you may be aware. So don't call her names. If you're not calling her queen and you're not calling her Gina, just call her vagina. Okay. Thank you. So, I did say at the beginning that she's the entrance to a gateway. Yeah? So, when I work with my clients, I get all up in their business. So this afternoon, I am taking the permission from you to get all up in your business, right? And men, you're invited all up in the business. As I said, strap on. So, the entrance to a gateway is literally 3.5 inches long. That's all it is. Unless the pelvis is tilted backwards, but it's about 3.5 inches long. And then you get inside. And when you get inside that entrance, there's a beautiful set of muscles that live just inside that basin. Now, every bone in your body is protected by a set of muscles, but your pelvis is special because it has all these muscles on the outside, and then it has that set of muscles on the inside, known as the pelvic floor. But most people, adults, big adults, in their 40s, even in their 50s, don't even know it exists. It's like my pelvic floor, something you cannot see, may either reward or debilitate me. I can choose to ignore it and not value its role. And then under the knife, I may just have to go. Extra protection. I need when I laugh. And the feeling of intimacy, Jesus. And memory long past. So where are you now? Where are you now? Perhaps you are a woman in business. You've worked long and hard in your company. You're moving up into that C-suite, and you cannot wait to be picked to be able to pitch those multi-million-pound projects to other companies for your company. Because you know already it's going to be good for the company, but it's going to be good for you. But you've got that little pelvic floor secret, you know, that one that makes you feel like you spend more time in the bathroom than in the boardroom. And you're thinking to yourself, I wonder if my bosses are thinking, what's her problem? Is she not really engaged? Why does she keep disappearing all the time? Why is she always in the toilet? So you're thinking, maybe they're wondering about my fitness to work, your fitness to work. So you decide that you'll drink less, because that way you might be able to manage it better. But the issue is this. You start to dehydrate, and it starts to create tension headaches and brain fog, blurred vision. When you're speaking, you're smacking your lips because you're dry. I'm dry right now, and give me your water in a minute. Because you're dry. And so you think, what am I going to do? I'm not ready to give up my career just yet. It's just too early for me to give up my career. Or perhaps you are an active mum. You're a young mum, you've got your gym membership, and you and your friends, you know, with your kids, you love it, because when it comes to having the parties together, you've got the trampoline in the garden, and once the kids have gone to bed, you've had a few glasses of wine. That is your playground. That's where you're going. But as the day goes on, you notice this kind of, this heaviness, this dragging feeling. That's, you don't know what it is, but you're kind of like, what is it? It's getting lower. And also, every time you, it's like, oh, sugar. Oh, got a little accident. So now, it's going to challenge your social calendar. You've got to open that wardrobe, and rather than thinking about a sassy little number, you've got to think about a safe one. Or, how am I going to go to this party, not going to drink, and not going to jump in the trampoline? So what you say to your friends is, I can't stay, I've got to go somewhere, so I'll come back and pick the kids up later. It's safer for you to actually go back home and socially isolate yourself. Because how do you have this conversation with your friends, much less your husband? So you hide yourself away. Or perhaps, Cheryl was asking us not just a moment ago about sex. Maybe that's a memory long past, like I said, right? You're in a new relationship, and you've got to that point where you move into the next level. The intimacy, it's time to bring it in. But I did say the feeling in intimacy. So I like to use visuals. So sometimes, in my first book, I have a line about the Blackwall Tunnel and lane closures. So the feeling in intimacy, maybe you're worried that you won't feel him and he won't feel you. Much less the fact that you're also having that little leak. So how do you put it off? What do you do? Because you don't want to lose this relationship. You got to a certain age now. You want to have someone you can journey into the sunset with. So how do you have this conversation? What do you do? But I did say, can either reward or debilitate me. So that's the enduring But maybe there's people out there enjoying. Don't be jealous, because they're enjoying. That they can throw their head back freely and laugh without worries. Now, you are that woman in the boardroom. You have worked hard. You have been chosen to do that pitch. You are the one that's going to present that multi-million-pound package to another company and bring in all that money for your client. So you know already, you're standing there, you are pitch perfect, you've got the wickedest little suit on, you can stand there, you're confident, you're certain, you've got your water on the side. You do not have to worry, because when you're doing your pitch, you can pick up your glass, you can sip, you've got no worries. You know already you're going to elevate your company and you're going to elevate yourself at the same time. How's that making you feel? You've got everything ready, you've planned it all. Life is good for you. You're about to go to the next level. Or envisage yourself with your girlfriends. You're going out for a day. You're going to go out for drinks, followed by dinner, followed by the theatre. So you've opened your wardrobe. There is no limit to what you want to put on. You're going to go and you're going to drink your champagne, water, because you want to make sure you stay hydrated for the whole time. So there you are. Drinks, dinner, and when you get to the theatre, you can focus on the performance and not the proximity to the toilets. How great is that? Yeah. Well, tonight is the night. Tonight's the night. You waited a long time. You know yourself. You know your pelvic floor. You know what it can do. It's about time. It's been a long time. The drought is over. Life is going to be good tonight. Right? All right. You've gone out and you spent good money on underwear, because good underwear costs good money. And before this seriously explosive expression happens in the bedroom, the only thing you're going to make sure is he studies your underwear first before he takes it off. I mean, you know. So, endure. Enjoy. Endure. Enjoy. How do you get from enduring to enjoying? The bridge you have to cross is me. All right. That's the bridge you have to. I'll bring it all together. All together. She had a little pause there. I want to tell you about a young lady. A young lady named Leslie. It's June the 18th, 2019. I know it's been hotter this week, but it was 32 degrees. They've been waiting weeks for this weather. So her and her girlfriends are going out on a picnic. She's in her kitchen. The bifold doors are open. The skylights are open. The smell of still warm air is everywhere. And the freshly roasted, organic free-range chicken that she's taken to that picnic has just come out of the oven. She's put it together with her feta cheese, new potatoes, and strawberry salad. And the only thing she needs to do is pop off to Sainsbury's to pick up the bottle of Bollinger that she promised that she would bring to that picnic. So just imagine Julia Roberts, pretty woman, long legs, luscious hair, nice lips, broad smile, teeth. Don't be jealous of her either, yeah? That's Leslie, but the skirt's a little bit looser, the top's a bit more flowy. So she jumps in her car, off she goes to Sainsbury's. She gets round to the drinks aisle. I wonder what kind of picnic they're having, the amount of drinks they're putting in that trolley. I wouldn't mind going where they're going. The bolly. Shit. Ah, ha, ha. You just wet yourself. Shut up, you git. What if it happened to your wife? Now, I am sitting in my office in Harley Street. Cheryl, all right? I am sitting in my office in Harley Street. And the phone rings. Hi, Leslie. Leslie, calm down. What's the matter? Oh, my God, Leslie, I'm so sorry. You just lost the whole contents of your bladder in Sainsbury's. And that man just laughed at you. What a bastard. Good move, though, dropping that bottle of Bolly to try and disguise it. Clever. You want to come in and see me this afternoon? No problem. I'm here. I'm waiting for you. Can you imagine? Could you imagine anything more debilitating than being in the drinks aisle with a hot man there, reaching for a bottle of bolly, good drink, and having to drop it because you lose the whole contents of your bladder? Well, she never came in. So it's November 2019, it's 4 months. I didn't see her. I have emailed her, I have phoned her, I have texted her, I sent her flowers, I send her encouraging little messages just to keep her going. But the only thing I got was a text on that first day, and that text simply said, I'm 37 years of age. I will never go back to Sainsbury's. I can no longer do the school run with my daughter, and I won't make love to my husband. My life is over. I've got nothing to live for. And for me, that's like the most saddest thing I could hear, to think that a simple set of muscles that just live inside a little thing called the pelvic floor, called the pelvis, could cause so much debilitation. It's really hard. But something has to give at some point, and it's been said before today already. What is the catalyst for change? So it's February 2020, still on Harley Street. Number 1, by the way. He is number 1. Phone rings again. Oh, hi Leslie, how are you? Long time no speak. Oh, you want to come and see me? That's absolutely fantastic. Can I just ask you, what made you change your mind? Ah, that postcard was your thing that made you change your mind. The runner, you're a runner. And that postcard that tells you the perfect pelvic floor should have the strength to overcome embarrassing little leaks when you go out for a run. That's fantastic. So you want to return to running? That's absolutely fantastic. And your husband and your daughter will support you. That's great. So my clinic days are Wednesday and Friday. Which one suits you best? So she's booked in. She's going to come back. What happened in March 2020? Lockdown. Anyway, it wasn't easy. And her friend said to her, oh, she can't help you online. It's not going to work online. You need to see her in person. She's not going to be able to help you. Don't invest now. It's the wrong time. Don't do it. But you know what? As a Christian, we say the devil is a liar, right? And I'm so glad that with the support of her husband and her daughter, little by little, things began to change. So the first big win for her was that she returned to Sainsbury's. Took it home, and her husband could enjoy the drink, yeah? Second big win was, tonight is a night. Seriously explosive expression in the bedroom, that's the only thing, yeah? Good underwear, studied, and then taken off carefully. No, I'm joking. That's what she enjoyed. And then her third big win is this year. She returned and did her first 10K. No leaking, no chafing. When 79% of runners end up leaking and losing their contents when they do runs. No leaking, no chafing, and a personal best. Oh, and the icing on the cake for me is that she's returned to doing the school run. So that quality time with her daughter, she's been able to return to that. So it can be done. Thank you. I think the most amazing thing is, lockdown really made people have to think differently about how they do things. And lockdown has allowed us to be able to bring things out of people that they didn't think was possible for themselves. And that's what I love to do. I love to help clients bring things out of themselves and leave behind the enduring and come in to the enjoying. So I am going to I've got a coaching program that I do, and I am going to have a special offer for 3 women, so you can come and see Sonia and I at the end afterwards, and I will give you, clients invest thousands, but you can measure cost in many ways. When it comes down to the quality of your life, when it comes down to becoming socially isolated, when it comes down to possibly losing your relationship, when it comes down to losing your identity, what price would you put on it? That's the question you have to answer. And the beautiful thing is, I have 6 rewards. 6 rewards. So you may come in hoping to get one thing gone, but you're going to leave with so much more. It's like going shopping and you've got £10 to spend and they give you £250 worth of products. And you're thinking, well, this is the best £10 I ever spent. I don't know how I got this stuff. Did I make a mistake? Am I going to get cashier in trouble? Should I run quickly before they realize they made a mistake? No, it's not. All it is understanding that this wonderful set of muscles you have inside of you can do so much for you. So I'm not sure how much more time I've got, but I just want to quickly run through this. And this is why it is the power within the pelvis. It's a 5-step system that allows you to be safe. Everybody wants to be safe, yes? To stop. Whatever debilitation is going on, you want it to stop. At some point, you want to be stimulated by something, yeah? If it ain't sex or some hot toddy, then, I'm not sure, but you want to be stimulated at some point. Everyone wants sovereignty, and that serene, that level of peace. So for me, your safe system is your SOS system. It's your system organ support. Everyone needs their own SOS system. And there's some people that you have to phone to come in and do work when you've got leaks, but otherwise you become your own plumber. I'm plumbing our waterworks. Oh, gone too fast. I keep saying that all the time, don't I? Yeah? Great sex. Nothing wrong with that, is there? Sovereign, functional, fearless, and free. Most people are looking at the outside and trying to get the outside to work, but as I've said for years, it's what's on the inside that counts. And that allows you to live a life without limits. So I haven't got time to go all through these. I just want to just pick on one of these here, the safe system. And I just want to give you a little illustration of the second S, which is stabilize. So when you think of something being stable, you think of, throw me out some words. Solid. What else? Steady. Anything else? Strong. Yeah? Sure. Great. So, stabilize. Think of balance. You think of security. So this champagne flute, it's not V for vagina. Don't worry. This champagne flute with the Kangen water, it's not champagne. What makes it stable and allows me to take this glass and come over here and reach out and place it down without looking is the base it sits on. That's like your pelvic floor. It's the foundation of the trunk. Everything sits on it or links into it. So that allows it to be safe. But what if I could remove this base and just have the stem, the stalk? Could I take this glass and then place it back on that table without worrying? No. What would happen is I may lose something. It may tip. The pelvis wants to be stable. It wants to be neutral. These shoes here, slightly lower than the ones I've done before, still change the angle of my pelvis. That is held together by ligaments that have an elastic limit. The little sphincters around your urethra that stops you from losing something, that little loop, they're all being stretched just by wearing simply even a 1-inch heel changes the pelvic angle by 22%. Now, if you don't have stability, then you're more likely to either embarrass yourself or have an injury. So I just want you to think about this one statement. You can write it down if you want, but the more you are stable, the more you are able. I love physical and social activity. I'm a boogie girl, I'm a dancer, I like to jump around. I'm that one you have to kind of say like, sit down, stop. And I don't have to worry. I don't want to be jumping on the trampoline. There's no exchange. I don't worry about jumping, and that fear isn't there. And I know I had 3 times with Alka trying to get the blood out of me. I don't know what was wrong, but I know that I'm going to be younger than her. Older than her now, but I'm going to be younger than her when it comes back, yeah? This is my last teenage year. It's my last teenage year. This year, 2 weeks before, I'm applying for my freedom pass, and I am looking forward to getting on the bus and going free, 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 free. That's it, yeah? The more you are stable, the more you are able. Understanding how your body works is the key to being able to protect yourself and actually have that power. Understanding that everything you do, every movement you make, every thought you have goes into and out of the pelvis. If everything is working well, you have no worries. The minute something goes wrong, everything is gone. So for me, I love nothing better than helping women to live a fabulous life filled with confidence, continence, and sexual satisfaction, all whilst improving body shape, posture, and performance. As I said to you, there are 6 rewards for your pelvic floor. Flatter abs, better shaped butt, better shaped thighs, improved posture, dry neck as always, great sex. Which one don't you want? I'm just asking. I'm just asking. So as you see now, the investment is worth it, yeah? So I've got that, as I said a moment ago, I've got an offer for 3 people to do the whole year coaching program, but I'm also going to do a deep dive with 5 people, so you can get a whole questionnaire online and find out, is it nutritional, hormonal, emotional, structural? What are the issues that are contributing to that little pelvic floor secret you have? The reason why it's important is because Davina McCall said in her show a couple of months ago that the menopause woman is going to be the highest demographic in history working right now of menopause age. And they've got a great movement towards menopause. But 40% of women over the age of 40 have a pelvic floor secret, a weak bladder. And that is there long before the menopause even comes and exacerbates that problem. And when 1 million women are thinking about leaving the workspace, taking all their expertise and their experience and cutting their life short because they're having all these different symptoms and don't know what's happening and don't understand it's emanating out of here, I believe it's time for us as women to take a stand and understand ourselves from the inside out so that we can live the life we are supposed to have. You have worked hard, you're building your businesses, you're helping other people. What's the point if you get to retirement age and you can't even keep your knickers dry? What's the point? Imagine this little bag. You take this out. What can this bag hold? Literally, your phone, your keys, and lipstick. Is there space for tenor lady? Which one you leaving at home? The phone or the tenor lady? I'm just asking. Okay, so I started with spoken word and I'm going to finish with spoken word because it's very, very important. And I like a bit of spoken word. It kind of gets into you. How to keep your knickers dry. How to keep your knickers dry. The adult thing to do is when you feel the urge to go, to make it to the loo. As simple as this statement sounds, it's very clear to see. Not all of us will make it, and that's statistically. Yet all the adverts out today say that leaking is okay. But you can't take your child to nursery if they behave this way. Drip, drip, drizzle, and a constant need to change is not the way God made us. We were not supposed to leak this way. How to keep your knickers dry? The adult thing to do is seek out Jenni Russell and let her pelvic secrets teach you a thing or two.